around, and we can do that. Your other announcements are on the back of your bulletin this week. We're not going to go over them. But before we get started, I promised there would be a pig here today. And thanks to Walt Hayes, there is a pig named Daisy with seed money. And between now and January of 2027,
Yes.
we are collecting for Days for Girls. When Daisy gets full, Walt has agreed to match her first full belly. So this is going to be around here. I'm going to find a home where you see Daisy probably on the back table every week when you come in. So be thinking about that. Mary also has a book, and a complete kit and a partial kit are up here, and we can look at those after. But this is a ministry that we are now taking on, and we are going to be doing for the next 2 years. We are going to be collecting to help build these kits and support these young women around the world. Okay? All right, so now we're going to do regular church. Are y'all ready for that? Yay! Okay, so we are yay for regular church. We are going to sing Shine, Jesus, Shine, which is in the Faith We Sing, the little black hymnal on page 2173. No drum this morning. There is a tambourine over there if you feel like you need it.
I was trying to figure out how to get back there and get it. I'm not.
Lord, the light of your love is shining in the midst of the darkness shining. Jesus, light of the world, shine upon us. Set us free by the truth you now bring us. Shine on me. Shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Lord, I come to your awesome presence, from the shadows into your radiance. By the blood I may enter your brightness. Search me, try me, consume all my darkness. Shine on me. Shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your words, Lord, and let there be light. As we gaze on your kingly brightness, so our faces display your likeness, ever changing from glory to glory. Mirrored here, may our lives tell your story. Shine on me, shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light.
All right. I'm not sure, can you hear me through the mic or is the battery dead?
I can hear you.
Okay. If you see me doing this, my left ear is completely blocked. So I'm hearing everything at half volume today. Join me in the call to worship. Children of God, in Jesus, love became flesh and moved into the neighborhood.
We gather to worship Christ, the image of the invisible.
In Jesus, we meet the fullness of God with no barriers to access.
We gather to worship Christ, the image of the invisible.
In Jesus, our separation from God, neighbor, self, and creation has been removed. We are free for divine and loving connection once again.
We gather to worship Christ, the image of the invisible.
Children of God, come. Come, let us worship God, whose power makes love visible to us, so that we might reflect love to the world.
Come, let us worship Christ, love who came to dwell among us and in us.
Our next song is on the screen. It's Lord, I Need You.
Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. When sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So teach my song to rise to you when temptation comes my way. And when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
I just feel like that should be followed by an amen.
Amen.
So join me in this prayer of intercession. Reconciling Christ, bless our efforts to bring about reconciliation. Give us strength to persevere without counting the hurts, and to find within ourselves the capacity to keep on loving. Give us the grace to be able to stand in the middle of situations and to be a conduit for the deep listening which can lead to healing and forgiveness. Help us to conduct ourselves with dignity, giving and accepting respect, moving from prayer to action and from action back again into prayer. Grant that we may be so grounded in your love that our security is not threatened if we change our minds or begin to see a better way to act. Bless those who are called to reconcile on a large scale, politicians, world leaders, leaders of business, and those who stand in the midst of bitter conflict. Reconciling Christ, bless us and bless all who engage in the sacred work of envisioning new wholeness and bringing people and nations together. Amen. Our next song is I Give You My Heart. It will be on the screen.
This is my desire to honor you, Lord, with all my heart I worship you. All I have within me, I give you praise. All that I adore is in you. Lord, I give you my heart, I give you my soul. I live for you alone. Every breath that I take, every moment I'm away, Lord, have your way in me. This is my desire to honor you, Lord, with all my heart I worship time away. Lord, have your way in me. Lord, I give you my heart, I give you my soul. I live for you alone. Every breath that I take, every moment I'm awake. Lord, have your way in me. Lord, have your way in me.
Okay, we have two scriptures this morning. Stacy's going to read first, and then Melody will read.
A letter from Paul to the Colossians, 1:15 through 28. We look at this sun and see the God who cannot be seen. We look at this sun and see God's original purpose in everything created. For everything, absolutely everything, above and below, visible and invisible, rank after rank of angels. Everything got started in Him and finds its purpose in Him. He was there before any of it came into existence and holds it all together right up to this moment. And when it comes to the church, He organizes and holds it together like a head does a body. He was supreme in the beginning, and leading to the resurrection parade, He is supreme in the end. From beginning to end, He's there, towering far above everything, everyone. So spacious is He, so expansive, that everything of God finds its proper place in Him without crowding. Not only that, but all the broken and dislocated pieces of the universe, people and things, animals and atoms, get properly fixed and fit together in vibrant harmonies, all because of His death, His blood that poured down from the cross. You yourselves are a case study of what He does. At one time, you all had your backs turned to God, thinking rebellious thoughts of Him, giving Him trouble every chance you got. But now, by giving Himself completely at the cross, actually dying for you, Christ brought you over to God's side and put your lives together, whole and holy in His presence. You don't walk away from a gift like that. You stay grounded and steady in that bond of trust, constantly tuned into the message, careful not to be distracted or diverted. There is no other message, just this one. Every creature under heaven gets the same message. I, Paul, am a messenger of this message. I want you to know how glad I am that it is me sitting here in this jail and not you. There's a lot of suffering to be entered into in this world, the kind of suffering Christ takes on. I welcome the chance to take my share in the church's part of that suffering. When I became a servant in this church, I experienced the suffering as a sheer gift, God's way of helping me serve you, laying out the whole truth. This mystery has been kept in the dark for a long time, but now it's out in the open. God wanted everyone to know this rich and glorious secret inside and out, regardless of their background, regardless of their religious standing. The mystery in a nutshell is just this: Christ is in you. So therefore, you can look forward to sharing in God's glory. It's that simple. That is the substance of our message. We preach Christ, warning people not to add to the message. We teach in a spirit of profound common sense so that we can bring each person to maturity.
Melody, it's your turn.
Luke 10:38-42. While Jesus and his disciples were traveling, Jesus entered a village. There, where a woman named Martha welcomed him as a guest. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his message. By contrast, Martha was preoccupied by getting everything ready for the meal. So Martha came to him and said, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to prepare this table all by myself? Tell her to help me. The Lord answered, Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. One thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the better part. It won't be taken away from her.
The word of God or the people of God?
Thanks.
Thank you, God. Can you help me with the children's moment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So one more, Sarah. I just love that picture, so I had to have it. There we go. All right. Any other kids want to help me? Before you help me, you got to know Mr. Rob failed his test.
Wait a second, I know this.
You know this? I figured you would. I figured you would. Oh, Rob, there. Can you hear me now? It helps if I turn the microphone on. Good morning, Kirsten. Oh my goodness. Turn around and show everybody. What happened? We lost a tooth. That's exciting. I remember when that happened. Now I worry if that happened.
I know this trick.
You got a loose one.
I am not going to get
Okay. So I want you to hold back, and I want to ask them questions first, okay? All right, Karis and Aria. What color is this?
Yellow.
I will accept either because with this projector, I think it looks a little more yellow than that. What color is that?
Blue.
What color is that?
Red.
And what color is that?
Purple.
Okay, now,
It's kind of confusing because it's supposed to be red and it says red when it's green.
right. And it says green when it's purple, and it says red, or it's red and it says purple, it says blue and it's green, and it can be confusing, right?
Yeah.
If you can't read, you might just see the colors. If you can read, and I did this with Rob the other day to see if it would be fun, and he did really well in the beginning. He did really well in the beginning because they're the right word and the right color. But then he got really confident. Yes, I'm picking on my husband, I know. But he's okay with this part. He got really confident because he can read, right?
Is Pastor trying to read the part?
You want to try the reading part? All right, so I'm going to point to some. We're not going to read them all, okay? What's this word?
Blue when it's
Blue.
red.
But it's red. And what's this?
Red when it's green.
And what's that? The part one.
Orange when it looks gold.
But what does it say? Can you sound it out?
Orange.
No, it is orange, but this is a G and an R. Green. Green.
Wait.
See the two E's, they make a long E. See, I knew we were going to get into this. And I really wanted to just talk about the pretty pink pig in the room, but
Wait until you have to
Very pretty.
right, when we get into all the spectrums. So, okay, you guys did great. You did just what I thought would happen, and I appreciate it.
You can learn how to spell superpowers.
My sister-in-law can spell that. That was always her challenge to us as children. All right. Okay, so we're going to pray, and we're going to get started. And Sarah, you can go ahead and go to the sermon slide because they'll want to see that picture for a little bit. So let's say a prayer, and then we'll see if I can make any sense out of all of this. You might want to go to the next one. I forgot I put spacer slides in. It's confusing. Lord, we come to you this morning hoping to direct our attention in the right area. Hoping to see things as you would have us see them. To hear things the way you would have us hear them. May the message spoken here today be your message. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you. May each one present hear the words you have for them And may I in no way impede your message. In Christ's name, amen. So what we just did was a little bit of a selective attention test. And just so you know, I reached out to Stacy this week and I went, have you done anything with selective attention? I was going to turn it all over to her. And she said, well, not since grad school. And I went, well. So that was actually called a Strode test. Is that right?
Dr.
All right.
Strode has a little bit of a
Yeah. So
entirely looks up.
we want to give him credit. He made that test and it's kind of fun. But what we're going to be looking at this morning is selective attention, which is the process that allows us to choose and focus on something in our environment while ignoring or minimizing information that is distracting or irrelevant to us. That's the title of the sermon. So in our text from Luke this morning, it says Martha's distracted by all the work that needs to be done to properly host Jesus and his friends. Now I have questions about this text. I've always had questions about this text. When Martha welcomed Jesus out in the village and said, come to my house, I'll make you lunch or dinner or whatever time of day it was, did she know everybody was going to come? Because more than Jesus showed up, more than Jesus and the disciples showed up, her house was filled. But she had opened her house. Hospitality is ingrained in her culture. It's been taught to her since birth. She said, come, I'll feed you. There's room for you. And Jesus came. What Martha didn't know was that her sister was going to discover selective attention. That Mary was going to stop helping in the kitchen. She wasn't going to look for more cushions to put on the floor for people to sit on. She was going to sit down at Jesus' feet and listen to what he was teaching. Martha, being the good Jewish woman she was, said, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left all this to me? I had 3 older sisters. I left a lot to them. I was much younger and I got by with an incredible amount because they were 13, 10, and 8 years older than I was. I was their baby. They did lots of things. So I'm not sure I understand how Martha feels about that, but I do relate to Martha. Sometimes we hear this text as if Jesus is chastising Martha, especially when he says, Martha, Martha. That's kind of like when your mom would stand on the porch and holler your whole name, first, middle, and last, and you knew you better run and get in the house to see what you had done or left undone. She was concerned about being a good host. So concerned that she said, Lord, doesn't this bother you? And when we hear him say, Martha, Martha, you're worried about many things, but Mary is worried about the better thing, we could hear that as a chastisement. But I want you to stretch a little bit this morning. I want you to think about it as if Jesus is showing her compassion and saying, I know what a good host you are. I see you. I see the work you're doing. I value what you have done and what you are doing. I appreciate you inviting all of us here. But for today, Mary has chose something different, a different way to minister. She's sitting here at my feet learning from me so that she can be a better disciple in the world. What if Jesus wasn't upset at all, but just pointing out the gorilla in the room? told you, I've always related to Martha. Not because I think I'm a good hostess. In fact, I think I'm a pretty lousy hostess. I can recall a time when my oldest brother came to visit us. Rob and I had not been married, I don't think even a year. We lived in a small 2-bedroom trailer in a town 45 miles outside of Savannah, Georgia, where Rob was stationed. And my brother had recently been transferred to Atlanta, where he had become, and if you're not Army, you won't understand any of this language, but I gotta say it, he was Force Com Retention Sergeant Major of the Army. He had a big job. He covered Army bases and tried to get people to re-enlist in the United States, in Korea, multi-countries. He was a big shot. And he showed up where my husband, who was an acting E5 at the time, was stationed. To my husband's surprise. And of course, what do you do when your brother's in town? You invite him over for dinner, right? Say, come to the house. He came in, I welcomed him. I asked him to have a seat. I went over to the stove to stir dinner. He said, can I use the phone? This was before cell phones, girls. We had a landline in the middle of the house in our kitchen dining room area.
Yeah.
If you've ever lived in a trailer, you know what I'm talking about. He went over and called his wife, and because I was at the stove, which was 5 feet away, I overheard him say, well, I've been here 10 minutes and she hasn't even offered me a glass of tea. I was mortified. He's my oldest brother. He's also my second father. He took over when my dad passed and helped raise me, and he was right. Hot Georgia day, and I had not offered him anything cold to drink. I left what I was doing, poured a glass of tea, stuck it in his free hand, and went back to what I was doing. I had selective attention going on. I was Martha. I was busy with all the things that needed to be done, and I ignored my brother's needs in that moment. He was hot, he was tired, he was thirsty. And I didn't think about that. I thought about what I was cooking for dinner. Was the house clean enough? Did he have the best chair? Which was questionable in the trailer we were renting. It was furnished. Had I thought of everything that he liked to eat? Had I made sweet tea? Absolutely. Rob and I don't even, well, we do now, but we didn't then drink sweet tea. I married a Yankee. He didn't know about sweet tea. But I had made it special for my brother and then forgot to offer him the glass. So I relate to Martha. I get where she's coming from. Lord, I invited you. I thought of all these things. They're all in motion, but they all depend on my sister getting up and helping me. We can get distracted. Jesus even said she was worried about many things. How many of you are familiar with Corrie ten Boom? You got to be my age or older to know who Corrie ten Boom is. Yeah. So Corrie ten Boom, and that is her last name, ten Boom, was a Christian writer and a public speaker. But she also worked with her family during the Holocaust to hide Jewish families in their home. The family was caught. They were arrested. Corrie herself was sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp. And in her book, The Hiding Place, she recounts the story of her family's efforts and how she, hear these words, how she found and shared hope in God while in a concentration camp. Corrie wrote, "Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow, but it empties today of its strength." Worry is something that we're all given to from time to time. Jesus knew that. That's why he addressed it with Martha. Worry can unravel us. It can empty us of our strength. It can leave us completely distracted if we let it. We can let the everythings of this world distract us from the main thing if we aren't paying attention. Yes, I know, we need to get things done. Tomorrow's laundry day. The dishes are in the sink. Somebody's coming for dinner. What am I going to feed them? I've got this to do at work tomorrow. 5th grade is coming up. And band lessons. I've got a list of the things I want to do. But if I am so focused on doing laundry tomorrow, am I paying attention to what's going on in front of me today? Am I remembering to hand my guest a glass of tea and ask them how they're doing? Jesus taught us to pay attention, to see and value and hear that person that's in front of us. I read just this week that Einstein dreamed of finding a single theory that would embrace all of nature's laws. But he came up empty-handed. Others have followed and pursued what has come to be known as the theory of everything, seeking to define all the laws of the universe in one theory that fully explains and links together all aspects of the universe. It seems that finding a theory of everything is one of the major unsolved problems in physics. I don't pretend to know a lot about physics. I don't pretend to know anything about physics. But in Colossians, Paul wrote that everything got started in Jesus and finds its purpose in him. He also says, so spacious is he, so expansive, that everything of God finds its proper place in him without crowding. Not only that, but all the broken and dislocated pieces of the universe, people and things, animals and atoms, get properly fixed and fit together in vibrant harmonies, all because of what Jesus did. So is Paul saying that Jesus is the original theory of everything? I don't know. I don't think Paul was a physicist. But I do think that Paul, like Mary, thought that Jesus was where our focus should be, where we should exercise our selective attention. That if we focus on loving and serving God and loving and serving others, using our time to further God's kingdom, all the other things would come together. Sometimes, like Martha, we get distracted from Jesus by the things that life is throwing at us. We have an idea of our own of how things should be, and our focus on the outcome can be so intense that we can miss the gorilla entering the room. This phrase comes from psychologist Richard Wiseman, who describes an experiment where volunteers watched a 30-second video of 2 teams playing basketball. In the video, the volunteers were asked to count the number of times that the team in the white shirts passed the ball. They were not told that somewhere during the video a man in a gorilla suit would walk in to the scene. And amazingly, only a few of the volunteers watching the video spotted the gorilla in the room. Most were so intent on counting the number of times the ball was passed, they completely missed the gorilla. Now we may think we'd notice a guy in a gorilla suit. I mean, it's a guy in a gorilla suit, right? Walking onto the screen. But how many times have you been so focused on one particular thing that you didn't hear or see what was going on around you? How many times have we allowed the fretting and the worrying to distract us from the better thing? How many times have we failed to offer that glass of tea to the thirsty traveler? A Sunday school teacher asked her class why they thought God had sent Jesus to us. And one child responded, "Some people couldn't hear God's inside whisper, so he sent Jesus to tell them out loud." I like that. Jesus is the out loud image of God's love and grace, of the one who heals the sick, calms the storms, casts out the demons, and feeds the 5,000. The creator of all things, of all the everythings, the one who holds all of our everythings together. You and I are given opportunities every single day to follow in Jesus' footsteps and be that out loud image of God to those around us. We need to be careful not to get so busy counting the times the ball is passed that we miss the gorilla in the room. We need to tell people out loud that they are seen, that they're heard, that they're valued, that they're cared for, not only by God, but by us. And we need to not be so distracted that we don't stop and actually see them and hear them. Paul said, Christ brought us over to God's side to put our lives together, whole and holy in his presence. The message says you don't walk away from a gift like that. You stay grounded and steady in the bond of trust, constantly tuned into the message, careful not to be distracted or diverted. May the God who knows our everythings, the one who holds all life together, interrupt our days with his out loud message of love. May we show compassion, may we offer healing, and may we be grounded and steady in that out loud message. God's love is for everyone, and we are called to share that love. And all God's people say, Amen. All right, our song of response is When It's All Been Said and Done. This one starts really soft, so.
When it's all been said and done, there is just one thing that matters. Did I do my best to live for truth? Did I live my life for you? When it's all been said and done, all my treasures will mean nothing. Only what I've done for love's reward will stand the test of time. Lord, your mercy is so great that you look beyond our weakness and find purest gold in miry clay, turning sinners into saints. Hallelujah. And I will always sing your praise here on earth and ever after. For you've shown me heaven's my true home when it's all been said and done. You're my life when life is gone.
In your heart. Jane.
I would actually like to ask for prayers for PT. It's going really well and it's going as good as it can, but I start teaching again in like 3 weeks, and one of my classes is Zumba. And so I'm like, right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my job. Chair Zumba. So, or that the Lord will show me like ways to be able, because right now I'm drawing blank. So just like guidance for the school year. That'd be a good one, guidance for the school.
Okay,
For
so
all teachers, everyone.
for Jane and her physical therapy, that she'll be able to teach the way she needs to teach all of the classes that she has, and for all of our teachers and students that are preparing to go back to school. Lord, in your mercy. Melody.
School.
School. You ready for school?
School.
Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up over here. This one's ready.
Yeah.
School.
She's been ready since June.
So I'm gonna count that as a joy for school starting soon. I mean,
I've been ready since the
Right.
day after school ended.
all right, Aria, you got one?
I don't want to go back to school.
You don't wanna go back to school?
Concerns for
So we'll put that on.
Concerns for school.
Yeah, we'll put that over there on concerns. We've got it both places. Karis, do you have one? What's yours?
We're going on a boat ride soon.
Yay! So
In
that's a
3
joy
weeks.
for boat ride.
Well, might need some prayers.
And my,
We're doing a remote subdivision on the island of Chiniga for a realtor that we do, and the whole family's coming with mom.
mom's taking the whole family to work today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Week.
and my mom,
And your
and my nephew.
And only
might want to
us
take
are
some sweet tea along.
Only us.
I'll explain that, the southernism of that later if you want.
Okay.
It kind of goes along with bless your heart, but there's a thing about let me fix you a glass of sweet tea.
And
Just sit down.
everybody.
Robin
Nobody
and
else
Miss
is coming.
Dizzy. Nobody else is coming, just all of those? I think that's a lot for mom to take to work with her. I think that's enough people. Robin?
Yeah, it's been a busy summer. Haven't seen much of y'all, but I've had company for almost 2 months straight. And first set was my 2 grandsons. We kind of took the extra trip in the motorhome. We went off the road quite a ways and totaled the motorhome, almost totaled the youngest grandson. But he's doing better. They're hoping no surgery on the finger or the back. Everybody's still suffering through recovery of the aches and pains. But the good Lord looked out for us.
Well, we're glad you're here today, and I'm glad to hear Draven is healing. And hopefully he won't have to have surgery. Yeah, you've had quite the eventful summer. I think you win the eventful summer ribbon. When motorhomes fly,
Yeah, it took quite a flight before it did ground.
yeah,
And
that's,
they are,
we're really grateful that all of you are all right. We really are. We're really thankful that everyone's all right. Lord, in your mercy. Stacy.
It's my turn to go fly to lower 48 to take the lovely English exam. So I hate flying. I have claustrophobia. I'm afraid of heights. Airplane was made to torment me. So first, please manage my anxiety and
Is that coming up
get
this
there
week?
also. It is this week.
It is this week, okay. So,
Yes, so I'm taking the exam on Saturday.
all right,
And
so
I'll be flying back on Sunday.
prayers for Stacy as she makes a very quick trip to the lower 48, that you have calmness of spirit. And this might be a good time to do selective attention and just focus on the goal and not the flight. I think there are times where it's handy. That was the point, in case I didn't deliver that well, we have to decide what we're going to focus on. So, Lord, in your mercy. Sarah. I almost said Stacy again because I'm looking at Stacy and there's two S's. So.
Next Saturday, we're wrapping up another summer reading program at the library, which I'm very grateful for, and that means that I'll get to have my little vacation with my family and enjoy some summer. We are having our summer reading carnival next Saturday, the 26th, at Wasilla Public Library from 1 to 3. If anybody is looking to give a couple of hours, I could still use some volunteers. It's a carnival this year. So we'll have snacks, we'll have games, we even have mystical animal sideshow in axolotls. So, yeah, we've got some stuff going on at the library and volunteers are needed.
All right. So if you can spare a couple of hours to volunteer at the Wasilla Library next Saturday, let Sarah know before you leave today. I know it's a carnival this year, but this is the one that Rob and I volunteered for last
Yeah,
year?
last year it was birds, this year we're doing
Right.
something totally different.
And those 2 hours went by so quick. I'm like, what do you mean it's over?
It goes
I mean-
really fast, and I just need people to kind of keep an eye on things and keep it running smoothly. So,
It was a lot of fun.
and I have jobs for kids too. There'll be a fish pond.
Ooh, fish pond. Can I bring my goose?
Well, I don't know.
You're gonna leave the goose if you bring it.
Yeah, she would get adopted.
Were you planning to leave the goose there? That might be a problem.
No, I said, could I bring the goose? Yeah.
I thought it wasn't your goose.
It's not yet, but I have 2 more sanctuaries to reach out to, or one sanctuary and then the animal shelter. To date, no one has wanted anything to do with the goose, but the obvious thought of what you would do with a goose. And this is not a meat goose. This is not what these geese are raised for. They're raised to be guardian geese.
What's a guardian? Am I allowed to ask questions?
Yes, you are allowed. You are always allowed to ask questions. So a guardian goose is just like if you had a dog in your yard that alerts to hawks, bears,
That's what I thought.
moose, etc.
It's an attack goose.
The goose,
Really?
she does not attack.
Oh, okay.
She alerts.
Oh, that's
So
good.
this is an Asian goose. I have learned a lot more about geese than I ever wanted to know.
How did you inherit this goose?
She found us. She walked into our yard in early June as a fledgling. She was about 2 months old from all the pictures I've looked at and videos I've seen. And she has bonded with a certain man in my life. She follows him around the yard
I guess.
and he feeds her and he waters her, and she knows that when he comes out she might get a treat. And we have named her, and we have tried without fail with every human being we know. You guys have heard more about this goose every week than you probably ever wanted to hear about a goose. We have tried to date everyone we know, every sanctuary we can contact. Sanctuaries are now referring me to sanctuaries. I'm contacting the Potbelly Pig Sanctuary this week to see if they'll take a goose. And the only reason is, and Rob learned how to winter her over yesterday from a local rancher that has geese and won't take one extra. And I'm like, you've got geese, take one more. So
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, look them up. They're gorgeous. Or get Rob to show you the pictures on his phone because he's got pictures of the goose. Yes, Melody.
So you're telling me that,
Her name's Lucy.
like, waters the goose?
No, he doesn't give her a shower. He's got a pan out there that he puts water in because geese like to drink water. Geese don't have eyelids. They have to wash their face in clean water.
Oh.
So she dips her head in the water to wash out her nostrils and her eyes because she doesn't have eyelids. Yeah, see, we learned a lot about geese this summer. This is what we spent our summer learning. Charles,
I guess who the special man is that.
go ahead, guess. I'll give you a hint. He's wearing green.
Mr. Rob.
Mr. Rob.
Mr. Rob.
He feeds her and takes care of her, and he's talking about building her a goose house.
The zoo used to have a group of these geese that I know over the years have just naturally passed on.
Yeah, so if you're thinking, I'm on this subject now, I'll go ahead. If you're thinking about the typical white geese that my grandparents had in their yard that would come up and pinch you and attack you and hiss at you, Asian geese don't do that. She honks, and you can watch her chest expand, and she walks away. And she has so far warned and avoided a hawk twice. She diverted a mom moose and calf out of the front yard, which she was where her water pan was, so she just honked until they walked away. Airplanes, she honks over airplanes, which is kind of interesting since I live 2 miles from the airport and own half of a runway, so have neighbors with planes. So yeah, it's interesting, but these are very docile geese. They're not the hissy, aggressive type. And no, we did not ask for a goose, but we have made our yard sanctuary to many animals over the years. And as far as, we have driven the whole neighborhood, we have knocked on doors. Rob has knocked on doors and asked people, and nobody within a mile of our house has geese. So we don't know how she found us. She does not fly. Their wings are not big enough to lift their bodies, so these are domesticated geese that are
So
bred.
it's like it was
It's a
a baby
watchdog.
and it came to your house.
Yeah, it was about 2 months old. I know that because the Elk Ranch released pictures of their 2-month-old Asian geese that they were turning out into their turkey pasture to protect their turkeys. Because I've talked to them. Yeah, so.
On the bright side, if you have to keep her through the winter and stuff, and she starts laying eggs next spring, they won't be fertile, and goose eggs make humongous amounts of egg noodles.
Yeah, they're not, that's true, but they're not big layers either.
Oh, they don't lay?
They have, well, they
You
do
want
lay,
her
but
too, and you have enough
very often.
noodles for the year.
see, Matt knows about this, see? That or you've read all the same articles I've read so far.
I know a lot of random things.
And we know she doesn't like honeydew melon seeds, and neither do chickens. Because, yeah, the neighbor's chickens come to our yard too. See, it's just a sanctuary. It's what it is. It's what it is. To count, to date, 4 dogs, 2 foxes. I forget what the little white thing was that got trapped in the chicken coop that we had to release. Several owls.
Did you think you were
Yeah, so it's just what it is. God knows. She's a life, and she's been put in our care, so we're taking care of her. And we are way off track of joys and concerns, although Lucy is becoming quite a joy. She is. She's fun to watch. She actually waggles her tail feathers when you give her lettuce and her treats. So she is a joy. Charles, do you have a joy or a concern?
Why your backyard? Why not anybody else's
I
backyard?
have no idea. I have no idea.
6-foot fence around my backyard, so they'll.
Well, that's why she didn't go to your yard, Robin, not to mention the amount of highway between you and me.
I know.
She could be in your backyard, Robin. I do know how to
That's what
catch a
happens
goose.
to me when I don't put a 6-foot fence around it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how one goose turned up. I don't know. God has reasons for all of this. One of them is Rob now is kind of affectionate toward a goose. Who knew?
Like goose now.
So, other joys and concerns. All right, let's have a moment of silence and then we'll pray. And our last song is quite peppy, so you're going to have to stand and bow your spirit when we get to there if you can. Just a moment of silence and then we'll pray. God of our everythings, you know about those that are excited for school to start and those that really aren't ready for school to start. For boat rides and taking families to work with us, for physical therapy and classes that need to be taught, for accidents that we've had and are recovering from, for fear that we have, whether it be of flying or whatever, Lord, you know. You know all of these things that we've spoken out loud, and you know all of the things that we are holding tight within. We ask that you would give us wisdom and discernment on how to go about doing the things you have given us to do, whatever they may be. And we thank you for your love and your care and for your encouragement. In Christ's name I pray. Amen. All right, we are going to sing The River is Here.
Down the mountain, the river flows, and it brings refreshing wherever it goes. Through the valleys and over the fields, the river is rushing, and the river is here. The river of God sets our feet a-dancing. The river of God fills our hearts with cheer. The river of God fills our mouths with laughter, and we rejoice. For the river
folks that are out on the river this morning trying to fill their freezers. Receive this blessing. We serve a God who is the God of our everythings, knows when we are worried, knows when we have joys, knows about the goose in the backyard, and still loves us. Go and share that love with all you encounter. Go in peace. But please stay and enjoy